Good morning, everybody. Today is November 13th, 2019. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday morning. Today we have an article on hydropower and climate change and how it affects us daily. So let's break it down. As everybody should know, hydropower dams are all around the world and they help us with our nation's energy, but it's not reliable enough to easily power our 21st national usage. It's really not. If I have to break it down for you, I will. We use way too much power to the point to where we would need hydropower, solar power, and wind power to power everything. There's no stopping it, there's no getting around it, nothing to that nature. In all honesty, I would honestly say hydropower is not the way to fix it, but it is a great start. It really is. And here's why. It's actually very imperative that we continue on track on zero emissions and replacing fossil fuels, and most people don't realize that we actually use hydroelectricity, and a lot of people are still foreign to the concept of solar power as well as wind power. A lot of people don't understand this, they don't know it, and they don't understand the need for it, so to speak. So the beginning step of transitioning into a zero emissions world is putting to rest fossil fuels, leaving them alone, not touching them, bringing in that zero emissions footprint, cleaning it up a little bit. So we have to leave them alone and only using renewable resources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectricity to stabilize everything out. I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing, don't get me wrong. We're still going to have to turn around and fight to make sure that everything is clean, make sure that there's nothing going on. It's going to be a consistent and very unstable fight, but if we do it now, get a head start on it, we could combat it. The only solutions that we have at the moment for hydroelectricity is, well, we gotta increase its efficiency at existing hydropower dams. Like, most of them were built between 50, 75, and 100 years ago. And many of those dams have been since antiquified, so to speak. That basically put, they're show and tell. Most of them have intensified inefficient generating equipment, and dam owners should be required to get that equipment up to today's standards and make sure that those machines are working at maximum capacity to use every single drop of water. I mean, that's a big step right there. We'd have to make sure it's all up to date, everything is functioning optimally, and we are using to our advantage every bit of water, every drop. We should consider adding hydropower capacity to existing dams, seeing as there are more than 90,000 dams in the US and only a quarter of these are actually in use. And when I say that, I mean actually have hydropower capacity, making sure that we are adding it to the dams that are good and making sure that the repairs are exponentially pushed more so that they could be ready and usable anytime. I mean, we also have to recognize that dams do have a finite lifespan, and they are needed to be constantly monitored and rebuilt. So we have to make sure that that is something that is looked at and worked on continuously. But you also have to remember, dams in the past have done damage to the ecosystem. This is not a 100% clean scapegoat. But that's where this comes in. Don't create new ones. Not another new one at all whatsoever. Use the old ones. There's over 90,000 of them. You don't need to create brand new ones and be like, oh, they're the most expensive thing out on the market. No. 90,000. Why would you need more? Get them up to date, bring the specs in, make sure that everything's top notch, top tier, and focus on those. Simple fix. My final note is going to be that hydropower dams can be contributed to global warming pollution. Like, when a forest is cut down to make way for a dam or a reservoir, those trees are no longer able to absorb that carbon dioxide that we create by using fossil fuels. But I will also say it's a double-edged sword. But that's why I say do not create the new ones. Reuse them, complete the maintenance, and make sure the existing ones are optimal for use. It's a win-win. Don't create new ones. Use the old ones. No more overusage. Alright guys, that's all we've got for today. Please remember you can follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Anchor, TikTok, Snapchat, And as always, remember, we are here. Thank you very much, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Bye-bye.